is near Fort Worth. I am a Spanish teacher, and today we are going to have some cultural fun times with music. So I hope that that is enjoyable for you. It is enjoyable for me, so welcome. All right, go ahead. All right, so the agenda, why do I use songs? Why am I doing this? I'll address that in a second. How do I use these? Which songs do I use? We're going to watch the time, and we'll see how many songs we get to. Go ahead. So, why do I use songs? Student engagement. Especially after COVID, when we came back face-to-face, I wanted my classes to be as fun as possible while still being rigorous, while still doing all the things that we do. So, students either love it or they don't, they endure it. It's fun. And it's review of content. So I teach a post-class model, so it's really helpful to have things to break up what we're doing. Like we'll work for a while, then we'll do something that will work for a while, so that's really nice to be able to use lyrics to review. It is fun. It is fun to bring culture into class, and it's fun to interact with students in that way. So once a week I bring the guitar to class, and sometimes my faculty colleagues will ask me, what is in the guitar case? Like, what are you carrying? It's a guitar. It is a guitar. So in my face-to-face, at the end of class, I do it on the second day. So if it's a Monday, Wednesday class, I bring guitar on the Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, I bring it on the Thursday. We do it at the end of class to kind of have something fun to look forward to. In my online sections, as I was preparing for this, I was thinking this is kind of unfair that the online people don't ever get to do this. So now I send a weekly video so that my online students can also enjoy. Now I do not make it required, and I saw the other day that this week no one watched the video. So please participate since they are not. But I do not make it graded. This is just something for their edification as we go through the class. And I do not expect or demand perfection from myself or anyone else. So please do not videotape this, put it viral, and say she thinks she's great. I don't think I'm great. I just think this is a great way for us to explore culture and have some fun together. So go ahead. All right, so we're going to jump in. In the first week of my beginning Spanish class, I tell them that this is a great song for us to start with at the end of class. It's based on Freda Jaca, which is a tune many of us know, and I've shown you that we have different, so in my little map here, you could hear this song, throughout this area of the world, as well as in Fort Worth, because when I used to teach second grade bilingual children, I used this in my own classroom, and I would use it in English as well as Spanish, very similar to this gentleman here. All right, so I want some participation here. This one is call and response. Okay, so exactly what I say, you're going to sing back exactly the same. Feel free to sing or not, but I do prefer to not be a soloist in all of this. So I am maestra, that's me, you are clase. We're saying good morning, how are you, very well, thank you, and you. So I also review here some very basic grammatical stuff as we go. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, gracias.
Muy bien, gracias.
Y tú.
Y tú.
That was phenomenal. You all congratulations and participate. Now, we could go on and do it a second verse, and we do in my class. Go ahead and get the next one. We'll practice with counting up to 10, because that's in chapter 1. And I also have days of the week. We count by tens. It helps students memorize. It's a good way for us to begin. Go ahead. And then we get a little bit more cultural as we go through the semester. So la cucaracha, yes, that is the graphic I found that day because it's not scary like an actual cockroach. But with this one, we do get into a little bit more with the Mexican Revolution culture. Yes, friends, I used Wikipedia. I did. My 14-year-old told me, Mom, don't show them that. Well, it's true. I mean, whenever I'm looking for these things, I don't spend lots and lots of time researching because it's a fun element of class, right? So yes, that is the ugly truth of that. Go ahead. So sing with me, please. Here we're singing the cockroach, he can't go. He lacks a foot to walk. Very, very highbrow stuff here. And we'll go somewhere else with it, but go ahead and just sing with me. The students typically know this one, so typically this one we have fun with. La cucaracha, la gravedad, porque le falta una pata para nadar. Excellent, you guys are phenomenal. Okay, go to the next one. So with this, I'm not going to take the time to explain the Mexican Revolution to all of you and talk through it. But in my class, I would take some time to talk through this and talk about who Villa was, who Zapata was, the different influences that they had during the Mexican Revolution. Go ahead and go to the next one. But for purpose of time, we're also not going to sing this one because this one's a little harder to sing, to be honest. But here I can talk about En el Norte Vive, so in the north lives Villa, and in the South was Zapata, and we could talk about that, and we could go more into culture in a smaller, quick way in class, but just to kind of open it up a little bit. Go ahead. So this is one that I really love. Back whenever I taught second grade in Fort Worth, I thought, because I was 22, I knew lots of things, I thought we would sing Feliz Cumpleaños a ti, because I grew up also in Oklahoma, where there was not lots of Hispanic diversity in the area where I grew up, and I just assumed everybody did what I did. They do not. And so some of the other teachers and some of my children in the classes told me, this is the song we sing. Culturally, this is the song that is sung in Mexico on someone's birthday. And notice I included Fort Worth with my fancy highlighting, because this is the song that spoke to the children's hearts. So what you're seeing here is this is kind of a romantic way of showing the same song, where it's kind of a serenade, where he's singing to his sweetheart. But it can also be when the family sings this to the child to wake them up in the morning. Go ahead, go to the next one. So in my class, this is about halfway through the semester when we get here, and we'll read this little segment. This is from Esperanza Renace, which is Hope Rising, in English, Esperanza Rising, if you're familiar. And this is the Spanish translation. And we go through and we practice with pronunciation, and we talk about what it is, and we take some time with this, and we kind of break it down. But for you guys, just trust me that it says that when this little girl wakes up, she hears this beautiful song. So it's this really nice way to show that in the story that takes place in Mexico, this is the way she began her birthday. So go ahead. All right, this one's a little harder to sing. I'm going to go pretty fast because I know my time limitation. In class, the way I do this, I go pretty fast first. And then I'll say, does anybody want to do this a second time slower and join me? And sometimes someone does. A lot of times they're like, yeah, we're ready for the next thing. Please move on. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, and this one's saying, these are the little songs that sang King David from the Bible. That's what this is making reference to. Today's the day of your birthday, and we sing it like this. Wake up, my love, wake up. Look, the sun has come up. The little birds are singing, and the moon has put himself to bed. So that's what it's saying. I would love participation, but like I said, I'm going to go pretty fast, but it's kind of hard. Estas son las mañanitas que cantaba el rey David. Hoy que es día de tu cumpleaños, te las cantamos así. Despierta, mi bien, despierta. Mira que ya amaneció y los pajarillos cantan, la luna ya se metió. So I gave this same talk in a much longer form at my own campus last spring. And I had students that came in and other faculty and others. And I had a student who brought her mom. And her mom came up to me after, and she said, thank you so much for representing my culture. Because I apologized to the group. I am a non-Hispanic. I am someone who did not grow up in this culture, but I've learned to love it. And I've learned to share it with my students. So I say that in a place of humility, that I didn't sing this as well as many of you did. Because it could be that this is a song of your heart, that this is a song of your culture. This is a song of me sharing with others, look at the beauty of what this is. So anyway, go ahead to the next one. It was lovely singing, by the way. This is what I absolutely love. This is what many of you probably know. It had popularity in the United States and at certain times. It's called Guantanamera. It's from Cuba. And the lyrics are written by Jose Marti. And this is the song, once again, yes, I'm just saying it proudly, it's right there. So, when I was in college, one of my very favorite professors was Cuban. And he was a Cuban immigrant. And he would tell his story. And he would talk about how much he loved Cuba. And how sad he was that he had to leave Cuba and find a new life in America. And he would talk about it in such a beautiful, moving way that whenever I sing this song, whenever I think of this song, that's who we're honoring. That's the story that we're honoring. So Guantanamera, it's making reference to Guantanamo Bay. This is not a picture of Guantanamo Bay. I've never been to Guantanamo Bay. I took a quick picture of palm trees whenever it was time to use in class. So just a little spoiler there. Go ahead. And so I'm not going to read this. I know it's kind of blurry. But one of the things I encourage my students to do is I encourage them to use what I call easy readers in Spanish. This is something a lot of teachers do in high schools, where when you have a very basic level of Spanish, you can find books like this that are completely written in Spanish by people to help you read interesting things in the language before you're ready to read stuff at a graduate level. That makes sense. So I have a whole collection of books like this, and this book actually has this song mentioned. And so as the family is leaving Cuba and they're on their raft and they're going to Florida, they sing this song, and that's what happens here. So anyway, that's just something that I think is really special to see. Go ahead. So if you know this one, please sing along. And this is saying Guantanamo Bay, kind of my sweetheart Guantanamo. Go ahead. And then it's saying, I am a sincere man who is from, I'm from where the palm trees grow. I am sincere, I'm from there. Before I die, I want to throw out the verses of my soul. And I always think of my professor whenever we sing that because he had such a love for his country, and that's what he did whenever he would talk about it. So go back. Okay, now, one more. All right, now sing with me, please, if you know it. If not, just please endure it. Guantanamera, we had a Guantanamera. Guantanamera, we had a Guantanamera. Yo soy un hombre sincero, de donde crece la palma. Yo soy un hombre sincero, de donde crece la palma. Antes de morir me quiero echarme versos de alma. Guantanamera, we had a Guantanamera. Guantanamera, we had a Guantanamera. And you'll notice I have the chords up there. The students just excuse that. They look past it. It's for me because I do not have all this memorized every time we do it. All right, go to the next one, please. All right, so Si Lindo Lindo, and we're almost done with time. So actually, I'm going to take a quick survey. Do we want to sing Si Lindo Lindo? Or good? Okay, let's just jump on into Si Lindo Lindo. Go ahead, do the next one. So this is the chorus, and we're singing, oh, sing and don't cry, make our hearts happy. Go to the next one. So this is my handsome husband. Hello, handsome husband. And the reason this picture is here is because he has a dimple on his cheek. And yeah, when he was a little kid playing with the screwdriver. Yes, way before he knew me. So back when I taught second grade, I had lyrics all over my classroom because one of the things you do when you're a bilingual teacher is you show the children their own heritage so that they can see it and you can make reference, and we did lots of incredible things with it. And so my principal came in, and she was someone who was from Mexico, and she saw it and she said, and I had a picture of a moon next to Brunei, and she said, that does not mean moon, that means birthmark or dimple on the face, like you misrepresented. So anyway, I always just laughed at that because she had such pride in this song and in her culture, and I learned it, now I know it. So it's saying, this birthmark that you have right here, my sweetheart, right by your mouth, don't let anyone touch it but me, my sweetheart, it's only for me to touch. So that's what this is saying. This is just a sweet, sweetheart song. Okay, go back one, Jared. Okay, if you want to sing with me, I would love it. This one is higher. I know a lot of them have been really low because I sing low, but this one's higher. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo los corazones. Este lunar que tienes, cielito lindo junto a la boca, no se lo des a nadie, cielito lindo que a mí me toca. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo los corazones. All right, and I've gone over by 1 minute, so go ahead, go up one. So we're just going to very quickly look at this one. We're not going to sing it. So La Granja, this one's about the farm. This is one that my children, the students really enjoy. Go ahead, and we're going to go quickly through this. We're not going to sing it. But what I like, well, not that. This one, what I like about it is it's saying, hey, come to my farm, come to my farm. We get to talk about command form. That's a good thing to be able to do. And we notice that in Spanish, the duck says quack, 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 quack is what that's saying to those from. And in Spanish, what does the cow say, friends? Moo, moo. So we talk about the spelling differences going. And then oink, oink. It's kind of the same, different spelling. This one's my favorite. We say cock-a-doodle-doo, not in Spanish. In Spanish, we say kiki-kiki. So the students always enjoy that. That's kind of fun. And then the last one is meow, meow, spelled differently, said differently. But we talk about how, things are different within cultures. So go ahead and go to the last one. So if you're interested in the sources that I used, here it is. And thank you for your patience. I know I am not an excellent singer, nor